Today we're diving into the world of Ellen Degeneres and her new partner, someone you'll instantly recognize. Their story is not just a tale of love, but a testament to resilience in the spotlight. From their private moments to their public triumphs, we'll uncover the surprising details that brought them together and the bond that's kept them thriving against all odds. But that's not all. Stick around as we reveal other celebrity couples who've faced relentless challenges yet stayed rock solid. Get ready for a heartwarming journey into the lives of these iconic stars and the partners who've stood by their side no matter what. Lemon and Tim Malone, 9 years together. Tim is a real estate salesman in New York, and Don is a famous CNN news reporter. They started dating in 2016. After 3 years, they got engaged, got 2 cute dogs, and decided to sell their Harlem home. Don has been working for CNN for more than 10 years. He hosts CNN Tonight and is a regular reporter on CNN Newsroom. The $10 million reporter also splashed in 2020 by joining the groundbreaking TV show Visible out on television. Elton John and David Furnish, 31 years together. Elton John and David Furnish's marriage was short compared to other Hollywood power couples, but they were together for a long time before they got married. In 1993, the Rocket Man had a party at his house. David came with one of their best friends, and they fell in love as soon as they saw each other. Despite this, the relationship had to be put on hold for a while because the UK hadn't made laws for gay marriage yet in the 1990s. When same-gender marriage became legal in England in 2014, they were some of the first couples to get married. Raven-Symoné and Miranda M, 10 years together. All of us were shocked when our favorite Disney star, Raven-Symoné, said she was getting married to Miranda M during the global pandemic. That's so Raven. Always do something different. Their relationship has been quiet, and the only thing most people know about her boyfriend, Miranda, is that she is in charge of social media for an app called Off the Menu. However, fans could see Raven's wedding because she posted pictures on Instagram. Raven's colored hair and cool style match Miranda's simple style. They really and truly make each other better. Catherine Bell and Brooke Daniels, 11 years together. Catherine Bell's marriage to Adam Beeson, which got much attention, ended in 2011. As luck would have it, she soon met the love of her life, the famous photographer Brooke Daniels. They had a lot of things in common, and sparks flew. On the other hand, Brooke would rather be behind the camera than in front of it, which is hard for her because her partner is tall. The couple is doing well with it all and getting the best of both worlds. Does this mean that we'll be together for a long time? We believe that. Tom Ford and Richard Buckley, 35 years together. When people want to talk about famous people who fell in love at first sight, Tom Ford and Richard Buckley's story is great. It only took this artist about a month after their first meeting to be sure that Richard was the right guy. They lived together since 1986 because they do one easy thing: treat each other respectfully. The couple can always solve their problems by writing and listening to each other's thoughts. Neil Patrick Harris and David Burtka, 18 years together. The movie business loves Neil Patrick Harris and David Burtka as a power couple, not just for their acting skills, but also for how they get along. Harris told Burtka that he was interested in him before they started dating and would often go to places Burtka liked in town. They began dating in 2003 and got married in 2014. The star of How I Met Your Mother was patient, and it paid off. They both say their marriage has problems, just like most couples. One thing that sets them apart from others is that they go to therapy once a week. This pair is the kind that everyone should try to be like. Jane Hill and Sarah Shepard, 16 years together. Jane Hill is a well-known name in the UK because she reads the news for the BBC. She's on TV almost daily, hosting BBC News at 1 and 5, and sometimes on the weekends. With her Friday reading at 5 p.m., she sometimes even wrote a movie review. She is married to Sarah Shepard, a BBC camera operator. Even though the marriage works out well, things haven't been easy. Hill was told that she had breast cancer and had surgery to remove the lump. In 2021, she was told she no longer had cancer. Lester Holt and Carol Hagen, 43 years together. Since 2000, Lester Holt has been the face of NBC News, solidifying his position as a significant figure in American news. He became well known for his work on NBC Nightly News, where he was a regular from 2007 to 2015. Since 2011, he has been in charge of Dateline NBC. As a co-host of Weekend Today from 2003 to 2015, he showed versatility. Lester's life is built around his marriage to Cheryl Hagen, whom he met while she was working as a flight attendant and married in 1982. They now live a busy life in Manhattan with their 2 kids, Stefan and Cameron. Lester says that the reason they have stayed married for so long is that they enjoy laughing together. Hoda Kotb and Joel Schiffman, 11 years together. In 2019, Hoda Kotb was all over the news because she had something pleasing to say. She had adopted her second daughter and was now engaged to Joel Schiffman. They met at an event that Kotb later told Andy Cohen was the best part of her night. They had been dating for 6 years. Kotb said it was the most beautiful moment of her life when Schiffman asked her to marry him while they were on a dream vacation in Mexico. Savannah Guthrie and Michael Feldman, 16 years together. Savannah Guthrie's career as a journalist has been quite a trip. She started in Missouri, moved to Arizona, and now she's in the middle of the nation's capital. It was her big break when she joined the Today Show team in 2011. She still has that job today. In other news, Guthrie married Michael Feldman in 2014 and is now a happy parent of 2 beautiful children. They met at Feldman's birthday party 6 years before they got married, which was a cute start to their story. Pat Sajak and Leslie Brown, 33 years together. Pat is the charming host of Wheel of Fortune. He has been married to Leslie, a skilled photographer, for over 30 years, and they are pleased together. When they met for the first time in California in 1988, it wasn't love at first sight, but they stayed friends. Over time, their friendship turned into love, and in 1989, they married. Since then, Leslie has been by Pat's side through all of his ups and downs, whether with his health or work. They are a great example of keeping a relationship going for a long time by showing love and strength. Juan Williams and Susan Delise, 46 years together. In contrast to her famous husband, Susan Delise chooses to live a quiet life away from the prying eyes of the media. Juan Williams has been married to her since 1978, and they now enjoy spending time with their 2 grandkids. Together they have raised 3 kids, a girl and 2 boys. While Susan's work is kept chiefly secret, Juan's job as a political analyst has been in the spotlight for years. He has written for well-known publications like The Washington Post and is a familiar face on The Five. Juan has made about $2 million from his work in different media outlets, including spots on Outnumbered and Fox Files in 2020. Even though he's 66 years old, Juan is still working. Susan's exact age is unknown, but it's thought that she's also in her 60s. Chris Cuomo and Cristina Cuomo, 18 years together. Anyone who knows a TV reporter and a magazine editor knows that it would be a great story for everyone when they get married. Close friends say that Chris and Cristina have shown that to be true. They've been married since 2001 and have 3 beautiful children together. There was a surprise twist in Cristina's wedding day in Southampton. She was fashionably late. There were reports in the tabloids that Cristina was a runaway bride, but the truth was much more glamorous. She was having difficulty fitting into her beautiful Oscar de la Renta dress. What an exciting way to start their marriage. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, 29 years together. Kelly met her future husband while filming All My Children. They hit it off right away. Except for a short breakup, the 2 have never been apart. They ran away because they wanted to explore their daring sides. When the actor shared a picture of her and her husband on their honeymoon in 1996, it took people back in time, and they looked so cute. Mark and Kelly have 3 kids together, and they have been open about the good and bad parts of being parents and married. This pair puts on a strong front, works through their problems together, and always comes out stronger than before. Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, 12 years together. It was a big deal when Kamala Harris became Vice President of the United States in 2021. In the same way, her husband, Doug Emhoff, made history when he became the first second gentleman. His fans know the politician because he has been with her at public events. Emhoff has 2 kids named Cole and Ella, who are from a former relationship. They love Harris and call her Mamala. His teens were also seen at the vice president's opening in January 2021. They got married in a small wedding after meeting on a blind date. Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhart, 4 years together. Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhart are Fox News' new power couple in the United States. They met in 2019 and have been dating for at least 2 years. They are the network's first famous couple. Both were going through a divorce, which may have stoked their romance. In 2020, Vanity Fair published a lengthy article about the pair, including how they arrived in style in a private plane at one of Donald Trump's golf courses, surprising everyone there. Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr., 6 years together. Kimberly Guilfoyle, an American TV star and political aide, worked closely with former U.S. President Obama on the comedy The Supporters, which emerged in 2021. President Donald Trump in the last few years of his term. Her relationship with Donald Trump Jr., the president's son, which began in 2018 and is still strong, was even more potent. That Guilfoyle was seeing Trump Jr. was made public by Vanessa Trump, who had just divorced Trump Jr. 3 months before. Trump Jr. and Guilfoyle spent $9.7 million in March 2021 to buy a fancy new home in Jupiter, Florida. Nikki Haley and Michael Haley, 26 years together. People who disagree with them and those who back Nikki Haley, the first woman to become South Carolina's governor, have much to say about her, like when she said terrible things about the government in 2021 for the U.S. She got some heat for the Capitol strike. Nikki's husband, Michael Haley, whom she has been married to since 1996, is a great person to lean on. They got married in 2 different ways. One was at St. Andrews by the Sea, and the other was a Sikh ceremony. He also served and said living with his family during his away years was hard. Peter Ducey and Hillary Vaughn, 8 years together. Peter Ducey, a White House reporter for Fox News, is having a good time at work and in his personal life. Peter is the son of TV star Steve Ducey and married fellow reporter Hillary Vaughn, who works for Fox Business Network. They have become friends because they both love reporting. The couple had a secret wedding at a fancy lodge in South Carolina in April 2021. Their love life stays primarily out of the public eye, but their deep connection and energy are still clear and admirable. Jen Psaki and Gregory Metcher, 12 years. Jen Psaki was the 34th White House press secretary. Forbes says she did very well in her first year as vice president under Biden in 2021. She married Gregory Metcher in 2010 before she got the part. They worked together for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee in 2010 and got to know each other. Of course, if you've worked for the same political team for more than 11 years, it helps your friendship. With a nod to Metcher, the Cincinnati Enquirer says it's been a wild ride for them both that he, as a kid from Delhi, would never have imagined. Greg Gutfeld and Elena Musa, 17 years together. Elena Musa is a fashion model born in Russia and married to Greg Gutfeld, a host on Fox News. He hosts the show Gutfeld every night. She is also a co-host on The Five. She worked as a runway model in Russia in her early working years. The Daily Beast says they met in 2004 at a Maxim meeting. She was in charge of photos for the Russian version of Maxim magazine at the time, and he was in charge of the UK version, Edition. They were together for 5 months before they got married, but they don't have any kids now. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, 47 years. According to the Mayans, the strength of a relationship doesn't come from not having any problems, but from being able to fix things after they go wrong. The Clintons have been through the most when it comes to couples who have dealt with the most. They are one of the most famous couples in the world and have been politically active their whole lives. Hillary Clinton still had to fight back against claims that she was a spy on the Trump campaign in 2022. Since they married in 1975, their marriage has lasted for over 40 years. J.K. Rowling and Neil Murray, 19 years together. From the beginning, J.K. Rowling's life has been full of ups and downs. At one point, she was married to a Portuguese reporter named Jorge Arantes, but he abused her. She was a single mom who was having a hard time after she broke up with him and was living on benefits. However, when she wrote her first Harry Potter book, things got better for her. She became a billionaire because of the books and movies based on them. She also fell in love again with a Scottish doctor called Neil Murray. They married in 2001 and now live in a house from the 1600s in Edinburgh with their 3 kids. She was working on 3 movies about fantastic beasts and a video game called Hogwarts Legacy. Robert Redford and Sybil Zaggers, 11 years together. Robert Redford is very good at a variety of things. He is a great actor who has won Oscars and a great director who has made a few successful movies. He's also a great driver. He's owned a racing-level Porsche and a great organizer. He made the Sundance Film Festival the best independent film festival in the world. He might even be able to teach us something about marriage. It was a split after 27 years of marriage in his first marriage. He is married to Sybil Zaggers, but they have been together for a long time. In 2009, they got married. At the moment, Redford is producing a documentary called Desert of the Real. Cheryl Ladd and Brian Russell, 40 years together. When Cheryl Ladd and her first husband, David Ladd, split up, she couldn't change her name because it had become part of her business. That's why she still has her ex-husband's last name, even though she's been married to her partner for 40 years. She married music producer Brian Russell in 1981, 1 year after she divorced. They each brought a child into the marriage, but don't have any more together. Russell is a published author, and Ladd is a famous spokesperson for Child Help, a group that works to stop and treat child abuse. The last time we saw Ladd was in Christmas Unwrapped, a movie coming out in 2020. Alan Jackson and Denise Jackson, 41 years together. He is grateful for his wife for many things. He might still be in the Nashville Network's mailroom if she hadn't quickly thought of what to do when she saw country music star Glenn Campbell on a flight where she worked. She told the famous person about her husband's skills, and he gave her his manager's business card, which helped his career take off. Because of this, Arista Records signed him as the first act in their Nashville office. Now he has sold more than 75 million songs worldwide and is still married to the woman who made it all possible, even though they broke up in 1997 because he cheated on her. Daniel Radcliffe and Aaron Dark, 9 years together. Anyone who has seen any Harry Potter movies knows Daniel Radcliffe played the young wizard. He met the love of his life, Aaron Dark, while filming his 2013 movie Kill Your Darlings in 2012. They've been together ever since. It is known that Dark played Mary in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Cindy in Good Girls Revolt. Radcliffe talks about her lovingly in interviews, and The Thing says they were locked up together at Radcliffe's home in New York. Richard Branson and Joan Templeton, 44 years together. He only owned a record company when he met Joan Templeton. After they married, though, he became a business mogul with a successful airline and health clubs, among other things. He left his first wife, Kristen Tomasi, to be with her, so she must be unique, too. They met in 1976, but didn't get married until 1989. He did it in style by taking her to his private Necker Island to say their vows. In 2020, he used the island as security to keep Virgin Atlantic going during the travel bans that year. Ron Howard and Cheryl Howard, 45 years together. Ron Howard became famous as a kid actor on The Andy Griffith Show, where he played the son of Sheriff Andy Taylor. They've been together for a long time and are now married. But he found his real calling when he married his wife Cheryl and started directing movies. Happy Days was his first role in a TV show. After that, he became a director and made hits like Cocoon, Backdraft, and more recently, The Da Vinci Code and Solo, A Star Wars Story. He is making a TV show called Willow and has about 5 other projects. Denzel Washington and Pauletta Washington, 37 years together. Denzel Washington is one of those Hollywood stars who can still make a woman swoon, even though he is getting old. However, he has always been a one-woman man, even though he is very famous. Would you happen to know why? She is his wife, and they've been married since 1983. Tony Award winner, who has been in movies like Glory, Training Day, and Remember the Titans, met his wife at a screen test for The Wilma Rudolph Story. They have 4 kids. David Washington, who has been in movies like Black Klansman and Tenet, is the oldest. On the other hand, Denzel just released a movie called The Little Things in 2021 and is now finishing up another film called The Tragedy of Macbeth. Laura San Giacomo and Matt Adler, 21 years together. Many people know Laura San Giacomo from her time on the hit series Just Shoot Me. She also had parts in Miami Vice and did voice work for the cartoon show Gargoyles. She met her first husband, Cameron Dye, on the set of Miami Vice. They had a child together, but the marriage didn't last. She met Matt Adler in the end. He is known for his parts in Teen Wolf, Whitewater Summer, North Shore, and Dream a Little Dream. They married in 2000 and now live in California's San Fernando Valley. The last movie she was in was Violet, which came out in 2021. Cyndi Lauper and David Thornton, 30 years together. The 1980s were Cyndi Lauper's best years. Songs like Girls Just Want to Have Fun and All Through the Night were about girls. But by the decade's end, she had found a good man. In 1989, she began dating actor David Thornton. Many people know Thornton from his parts in The Notebook and Law and Order. He married Lauper in 1991. In 2021, they are still together and have a son. Lauper has been cast in the movie Goonies 2, but the movie hasn't been given a public release date yet. Keith Richards and Patty Hansen, 37 years together. Keith Richards is the perfect example of how much a rock star can do. He has been married to actor and model Patty Hansen since 1983. There is a 10-year age difference between them, and artists in his style generally have a lot of lovers. They met at the famous Studio 54 Club in 1979 when their careers peaked. The Rolling Stones were at the top of the charts, and Hansen was in her first movie. They have 2 children whose names are Theodora and Alexandra. Richards' songs have been used in several 2021 shows, such as Crisis and Close Enough. Jerry Seinfeld and Jessica Sklar, 21 years together. As the host and creator of the famous 1990s comedy Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld is responsible for making it famous. People liked the show. They chose it as the main reason why the 90s were so great. For E! A network. His wife, Jessica Sklar, broke up with her new husband, music artist Eric Nederlander, to be with him because he was so famous. This happened after they met in 1998 at a sports club. She quickly split up with Nederlander and married Seinfeld. A recent show, The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, had him on it. Brooke Shields and Chris Henshey, 20 years together. After the 1970s and early 1980s, Brooke Shields was one of the most sought-after stars. Following her to see who she was meeting, the press paid much attention to her because of movies like Pretty Baby and The Blue Lagoon. Ultimately, she dated tennis star Andre Agassi, but they were only together for 2 years from 1997 to 1999. After that, in 2001, she married TV writer Chris Henshey. They live in New York's Greenwich Village and have 2 kids together. Shields is making a movie called A Castle for Christmas right now. Jeremy Irons and Sinead Cusack, 43 years together. How do you keep a marriage going for more than 40 years? Ask Jeremy Irons and Sinead Cusack, who have been married since 1978 and are still happy together despite having long jobs. Irons has said, though, that marriage isn't always easy. People say they met at an outdoor cafe on a cold day. It was noted that the meeting was relaxed, and Cusack thought he was a real gentleman. They now have 2 tones together. He has a part in Zack Snyder's Justice League movie coming out in 2021 and is currently making a movie called House of Gucci. Cusack, meanwhile, is about to release a film called Gorilla. Davis Guggenheim and Elizabeth Shue, 27 years together. Through her parts in Karate Kid and Back to the Future 2 and 3, Elizabeth Shue was, at one point, the perfect lover. Her husband, Davis Guggenheim, still liked her even though she wasn't as interested in parts as those in Leaving Las Vegas. The actor and director met on the set, which is where a lot of Hollywood relationships begin. They married in 1994 and have 3 kids, Miles, Stella, and Agnes. She played Allie from The Karate Kid again in Cobra Kai and is now shooting a TV show called On the Verge. Dustin Hoffman and Lisa Hoffman, 40 years together. Dustin Hoffman is a star in the movie business. He has won 2 Oscars and 5 Golden Globes. He did very well before he married Lisa Hoffman in 1980, though. He was nominated for an Oscar for his role in Tootsie the year they married. Even though they are 20 years apart in age, Hoffman ended his first marriage to Anne Byrne to be with her. He is even more religious now that all 4 of their children have had their bar and bat mitzvah. He plays a part in the movie As Sick as They Made Us. Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin, 24 years together. They were well known before they joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but now they're even more prominent because of it. Rinna is known for her parts as Taylor McBride on Melrose Place and as Billy Reed on the long-running soap opera Days of Our Lives. Meanwhile, Hamlin is best known for his work in L.A. Law, for which he was nominated for a Golden Globe, and his regular part in Mad Men, for which he was nominated for an Emmy. They got married in 1997 and now have 2 kids. Rinna appeared on the Hollywood Moment at Home Edition 2020 in 2021, and Hamlin will be in the new show Unsinkable. Greg Wise and Emma Thompson, 18 years together. Emma Thompson was married to Kenneth Branagh in the past, and they were very well known. The press thought they were a perfect match and called them a golden couple. However, the love didn't last. Reports say that Branagh's cheating caused the marriage to end. Thompson was heartbroken, but kept working on the movie Sense and Sensibility. On the set, she met her co-star, Greg Wise. Thompson gave a fantastic performance that won her an Oscar and a Golden Globe. In 2003, she got married to Wise. As Thompson puts it, Wise helped her regain her broken heart. Thompson will play a part in the movie Cruella, which comes out in 2021. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, 27 years together. There was a time when Bill Gates had all the money in the world. He's still on the list, but hasn't been at the top long. He probably does that partly because he stopped working at Microsoft a while ago to spend more time with his wife, Melinda, and their charity work. This is known as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and is considered the most prominent private charity. They got married in 1994, and Melinda quit her job as a general manager at Microsoft in 1996 to raise their 3 kids and take care of the marriage. Adam Sandler and Jackie Sandler, 18 years together. Some people might say they don't like Adam Sandler's flicks, but movies like Happy Gilmore, Jack and Jill, Little Nicky, and The Waterboy have made over $2 billion at the box office. They must be being watched, then. He probably gave one of his best acts in Big Daddy to please Jackie Totoni, who played a waitress in the movie. It's one of his more well-known movies. In 2003, she changed her name to Jackie Sandler. She and her husband have 2 girls together. As Count Dracula, he will do character work for Hotel Transylvania 4. His next movie is called Hustle. Sam Elliott and Catherine Ross, 36 years together. Without his beard, Sam Elliott isn't Sam Elliott. The only thing he's had longer is his marriage to Catherine Ross. He tried not to have the mustache for a while, but didn't look like himself without it. But we don't think he'd try going without Ross for a while. They met for the first time on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but they didn't start dating right away. They didn't until 1978, and they got married in 1984. He was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert recently and will be in a documentary called The Chainsaw Artist. Lori Loughlin and Massimo Gianelli, 23 years together. The college admissions issue is now behind Lori Loughlin and Massimo Gianelli. There will be no more jail time for Loughlin until December 2020. Gianelli began his 5-month sentence in November 2020. He is set to be freed in April 2021. They both lost their jobs because of the incident, but Loughlin took the brunt. Her deal with the Hallmark Channel was broken, and her parts were cut from shows of When Calls the Heart, 6th season. Ad work with Hewlett-Packard was also taken away from her. They are worth $70 million, which should be enough to keep them going until they fix their business. Chuck Norris and Gina O'Kelly, 22 years together. He met his wife, Gina O'Kelly, on a date with someone else. This might not sound nice, but then Chuck Norris is so rude it probably didn't bother him. As his many memes show, he does what he wants. Norris was 23 years older than the model, but that didn't stop him from dating her. They got married in November 1998. Norris and O'Kelly have twins, born in 2001, and the children from earlier marriages. He was last seen on TV in an episode of TNA Impact in 2020 Wrestling. Johnny Crawford and Charlotte Crawford, 26 years together. In the 1950s and 1960s, Johnny Crawford was a big star thanks to his part in the television series The Rifleman. From 1958 to 1963, He was the star of the show. Before that, he was a member of the Mickey Mouse Club Mouseketeers. He was also popular as a country music singer, but he only wanted to be with his high school sweetheart, even though he was rich and could have any woman. Besides a relationship with Deborah Tate, he was never said to be with anyone else, at least not until he got in touch with Charlotte Samko, his high school sweetheart. In 1995, they got married. Delta Burke and Gerald McRaney, 31 years together. Delta Burke is best known for her role as Suzanne Sugarbaker on the sitcom Designing Women, for which she was nominated for an Emmy. She also played parts in TV shows like Filthy Rich and Delta, and in the 2000 movie What Women Want with Mel Gibson. She is married to Gerald McRaney, who plays Major Dad on House of Cards. In 1989, they got married. They don't have any kids together, but McRaney has kids from a former marriage. They've also been through a lot together, like dealing with Burke's problem with collecting things. Burke hasn't been seen since she was in an episode of Dolly Parton's Heartstrings. On the other hand, McRaney regularly participated in episodes of NCIS Los Angeles in 2021. Candace Cameron and Valerie Burr, 24 years together. Uncle Joey hasn't done much to make Full House fans happy. He added some much-needed fun to the show, but was a third wheel. But he brought Candace Cameron Burr and her husband, Valerie Burr, together. They can thank David Coulier, who played him. Their first meeting was at a charity hockey game that Coulier asked her to. They got along so well that they got married a year later. Valerie even gave Coulier a signed hockey stick as a thank you gift. They own and run a business together called Burr Family Wines. Candace finished making a movie called Aurora Tea Garden Mysteries, How to Con a Con. Tom Selleck and Jelly Mack, 33 years together. Tom Selleck became crazy about the play Cats while making the movie Lassiter in London. One cat, Rumpelteazer, had caught his attention more than any other. He was able to win over the woman who played the part by the time the shooting was over. That actress's name is Jelly Mack. During Selleck's time on Magnum P.I., Mack moved to Hawaii with him. They got married in August 1997 and have a daughter. Mack didn't do much in the business after leaving London, but Selleck is still playing Frank Reagan on Blue Bloods. Mike Wolfe and Jody Faith, 27 years together. While Mike Wolfe and Jody Faith have been dating since 1994, they didn't get married until 2012. They were dating for a very long time, or they were waiting for Wolfe to get laid. In 2010, he did that when his popular reality TV show American Pickers began to air. A few months before they married, they had their first child together. They also worked together to help Jody beat stage 2 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. On Instagram, they said that she had been cancer-free for 6 years, ending in 2020. On January 25, 2021, Season 22 of American Pickers began to air. Brad Allen and Jacqueline Smith, together for 23 years. During their time on set, artists often meet their partners. But in this case, Jacqueline Smith met her husband after he operated on her father. She is best known for her part as Kelly Garrett on the 1970s TV show Charlie's Angels. Brad Allen is a heart and lung surgeon, and they got married in 1997. Smith had been married 3 times before, with Roger Davis being the last. Smith hasn't been doing much lately, and the couple wants to stay out of the public eye. She was last seen in the 2019 movie Charlie's Angels, where she played Kelly Garrett in a small role. Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz, together for 9 years. Rachel Weisz and Daniel Craig have been together for a long time. They worked together on the movie Dream House, and when they started dating in 2010, their friendship turned into a romantic one. They were only dating for a short time, though, and after 6 months, they chose to get married. In June 2011, the wedding took place. The wedding took place in New York with only 4 guests. 2 of them were their children from past relationships. They now have a girl together. Craig's last James Bond movie, No Time to Die, will come out in 2021. On the other hand, Weisz has a part in the much-anticipated Black Widow movie. Snoop Dogg and Shantae Taylor, 24 years together. Relationships, primarily marriages, are built on roots. To keep their marriage strong, Snoop Dogg and Shantae Taylor communicate, understand, and forgive each other. It may sound like a lot of work, but things last long if you take good care of them. He married Shantae not once, but twice. They got married when they were high school friends. While Snoop and Shantae had some problems, the pop star didn't try to escape them. Instead, he surprised his wife with a second wedding. We hope they never have to deal with things going wrong again. John Corbett and Bo Derek, 18 years together. After John Derek died in 1998, Bo Derek didn't think she would find love again. But when the Bolero star met John Corbett on a blind date, fate had something else in store for her. They liked each other immediately, which wasn't surprising since they were both so pretty. Take things one day at a time, Corbett and Derek said. That's what makes their relationship work. They both decided getting married was not a good idea because it could ruin everything. This may seem like an odd way to live for some, but the fact that they've been together for 18 years shows that it works. Harrison Ford and Callista Flockhart, 18 years together. People were mean to Harrison Ford and Callista Flockhart at the start of their relationship because they were 22 years apart in age. Nothing was important to the power couple because they saw each other as their forever home. They met for the first time at the 2002 Golden Globes. Callista made the first move on Harrison by purposely spilling a drink on him. Harrison, who had been separated twice, and Callista were both single. After the party, they planned to meet up again. They fell in love, and as they say, the rest is history. Richard Gere and Alejandra Silva, 4 years together. Even in his mid-60s, Hollywood star Richard Gere was considered the most attractive man in the business. What a lucky break. He happily lost this title after meeting Alejandra Silva, a beautiful Spanish model and campaigner. After going out together for almost 2 years, they decided to make it official by getting married in a small ceremony. Even though Richard and Alejandra are from different backgrounds, they have a strong bond. They are now on the most exciting ride, with 2 little kids in the back seat. Julia Roberts and Daniel Moder, 18 years together. This is one of those love stories that will never be forgotten. For almost 20 years, Julia Roberts and Daniel Moder, a photographer, have been happily married. In 2001, they met on the set of The Mexican, where many other famous couples have met. They hit it off immediately, but couldn't make the relationship work because they saw other people. They didn't go public with the relationship until a year later. Soon after getting married in 2002, they were blessed with twins. These two were meant to be together. Lisa Kudrow and Michael Stern, 25 years together. Lisa Kudrow and Michael Stern were seeing other people when they met for the first time, but fate brought them together. After going out together for a while, they got married in 1995. People promise to be together forever, but Lisa has a different idea of what makes a marriage work. Trust your partner, give each other plenty of space, and promise to work on any problems that may come up. Lisa and Michael don't think that couples should become one unit. Instead, they believe that they should always live as 2 different people while working toward the same goals. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, 37 years together. Their love story, which has been going on for decades, is like something out of a fairy tale. The famous pair have been married since Valentine's Day, 1983, and are still pleased. And like the other couples on this list, they met at work. It took them 2 meetings before they hit it off. An interview with Hawn not long ago said they were too young the first time they met. That's why not much came out of it. The second meeting led to their first date, and after that, things took off. Since then, their love story has been going strong. Meryl Streep and Don Gummer, 42 years together. In the late 1970s, Meryl Streep's partner died, and she had a tough time. Not long after, a hero named Don Gummer in golden armor showed up at the Iron Lady's door. They hit it off immediately after their first few dates and married soon after. Streep paid the most touching honor to her husband at the 2012 Oscars to prove how long they've been together. They've been together for over 40 years and aren't planning to end their relationship anytime soon. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, 23 years together. Because Will and Jada are A-list celebrities with a huge social media following, the tabloids have always been interested in their relationship. They married in 1997, 3 years after meeting on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air set. Jada came in to try out for the part of Will's character's girlfriend on the popular sitcom, but she didn't get the part because she was too short. Instead, she got married. Soon after that brief meeting, Will asked her to go on a date. After their first date, love took over and grew into a beautiful, strong relationship. Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham, 34 years together. Most celebrities like to date others on TV, but Oprah wants to date a business person instead. Stephen Graham, who owns S & Associates, is also an associate professor at Full Sail University. Even though Oprah and Stedman are well-known figures, they can keep their love lives out of the public eye. One particular thing, though, this pair has been together for more than 30 years without a significant fight or issue. That is something that not everyone can do. Tina Turner and Erwin Bach, 35 years together. She must have broken many records since it took her 23 years to say yes to Erwin Bach's proposal. That's the best kind of both hesitation and perseverance. When Turner met Erwin in the 1980s, the odds were against them getting together because she was almost 50 and he was nearly 20 years younger than her. With a beautiful wedding in the Swiss countryside, they finally showed everyone that love wins over all. We're pretty sure that their story has already been written down. Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, 38 years together. Sharon, then a young woman, met Ozzy Osbourne when she was working as an assistant manager for his band. After just a few meetings, they started dating. After 3 years together, they married in Maui, Hawaii, and things have been great for them ever since. After getting married, everyone goes through a rough patch. For the Osbourne family, that patch came when Sharon was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2002. When Ozzy and their kids heard the news, they were shocked, but they were there for her during her treatment. Luckily, she was able to avoid getting the disease after having a hard time with the surgeries. Rob Lowe and Cheryl Burkhoff, 28 years together. Most people fear commitment, and marriage isn't easy, but couples like Rob Lowe and Cheryl Burkhoff make us believe in it again. They met in 1983 and went on a date without telling each other anything. Nothing happened, and they didn't talk to each other again for 7 years. The two stars met again on the set of Bad Influence, which was a good experience for both of them. After getting married in 1991, they quickly had 4 children. Rob says all his happiness comes from his wife, kids, and family. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks, 32 years together. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks are famous for being together for a long time and are outstanding artists. They got married in 1988 and have been living together ever since. They love and care for each other. Fun fact, Tom has liked Rita since he was 16 years old. The actor who played Forrest Gump saw his dream woman for the first time on The Brady Bunch. Her beautiful face captivated him. We can't imagine how happy he was to see the star again on the same stage after 10 years. Matt and Luciana Damon, 15 years together. Matt Damon met his genuine love for the first time at a bar in Miami where he was shooting. Luciana, the bartender, was a single mom with a 4-year-old. They hit it off right away. It is rare for A-listers and everyday people to stay together for a long time, but Matt and Luciana think it can happen. Matt is a big action movie star with many fans and money to match. However, the couple has always prioritized their family, even when things were going badly. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, 23 years together. Sarah's on-screen character, Carrie Bradshaw, had a relationship that wasn't stable, but she has been happily married to Matthew Broderick for over 20 years. Between 1991 and 1992, they went on a date after meeting on Broadway. In 1997, the couple chose to get married. They told their friends and family about it, but they thought it was just a party when they got there. Parker and Matthew still have date nights, but they also spend enough time with their kids. We hope they have many more happy years together. Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan, 32 years together. These two cute people have been married for over 30 years. Given how quickly famous relationships end, that's quite an accomplishment. They first met in the movie Family Ties, in which Michael played a part while Pollan was trying out for a part. In the film, they were dating but weren't together yet. As luck would have it, they met again on the set of Bright Lights, Big City 2 years later. It's been a great trip. Pollan hasn't left her husband's side since 1991 when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. That's real love. LeBron James and Savannah Brinson, 7 years together. There's no doubt that LeBron James is a three-time NBA winner. As someone who makes a good living in sports, women wait in line to get his attention. But James has stayed true to Savannah Brinson, his high school sweetheart, who has been his wife for 7 years. When Brinson thought James was the one on their first date, he returned her leftovers from the restaurant to her house. Their love story is one that the grandchildren will want to hear again and again. Drew Brees and Brittany Brees, 18 years together. People say that you never marry your college sweetheart. Could you tell that to Drew Brees and his wife Brittany, who used to play quarterback for the New Orleans Saints? Brees not only made his NFL dream come true, but he also showed that saying to be false. They got together as co-eds at Purdue University and have been married since 2003. They have 4 kids together and live in New Orleans. They moved there soon after Hurricane Katrina destroyed the city in 2005. There was no more football for 42-year-old Brees in 2020. In 2021, he became an announcer for NBC's Sunday Night Football. Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Brad Hall, 33 years together. Everyone wants to find real love that lasts a lifetime, and this couple is living their dream. Julia and Brad met in college and fell in love. Their friendship as teens grew into the happy marriage they have now. They met again when Julia tried out for a part in a play that Brad was directing. Both of them were interested in acting. After that, they worked together, and one night they were both on Saturday Night Live. They make such a strong couple because their moves suit each other. 30 years may seem like a very long time, but things are beginning to improve for Julia and Brad as they reach their golden years. Robert Duvall and Luciana Pedraza, 15 years together. This couple just had to be on this list. In Luciana Pedraza, veteran actor Robert Duvall met his true love out of the blue, and they are still married after 15 years. How did it begin? Duvall thinks of Buenos Aires as his second home because it is in the middle of Brazil. After being pushed by her friends, Luciana went first and invited Duvall to a party. They've been together ever since, and the rest is history. Even though they are very different ages, their love knows no bounds, and you would think they are still dating. There's no doubt that they love each other deeply. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, 21 years together. This strong pair has become a symbol of love and strength in Hollywood. The love story between Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi began in 2004, and the spark between them was enormous. A famous actor named Portia fell in love with Ellen's sense of fun and warmth, and their friendship quickly turned into a beautiful relationship. In 2008, after the same-sex marriage became legal in California, they got married. It was a big step forward for love and freedom. Ellen and Portia have always put their relationship first, even when things got hard over the years. They are together because they love animals, helping others, and being creative. This shows that love has no boundaries. Their constant support for each other continues to inspire fans worldwide, making them one of Hollywood's most famous pairs. Viola Davis and Julius Tenen, 15 years together. Viola Davis is successful in every part of her life. In her career, she is the first actress from her background to win the Triple Crown of acting. Viola's marriage to actor Julius Tenen is going well in her personal life. You can't tell they've been together for more than 10 years by how they look at each other. In a recent interview, the actress shared memories from before they started dating. Viola mentioned that she always prayed for a wonderful husband. Her prayers were fully met, and she found a partner and a best friend. Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon, 32 years together. They have been together for almost a lifetime, and their love story is one of the sweetest in Hollywood. This charming couple didn't fall in love at first sight when they met on the set of the 1988 movie Lemon Sky. Bacon asked Kira to go to dinner, but she took a while to agree. That sparked a connection between them, and they married that same year. Since then, it's been a wild ride of love. Their friendship is the foundation of their successful relationship, and we can all learn something from them about being together. Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley, 4 months together. NFL star Aaron Rodgers often makes news, whether for his outstanding plays on the field or his romantic life. The Green Bay Packers quarterback started dating the beautiful actor Shailene Woodley shortly after his last relationship ended. However, where the power team first met remains unknown, as they have yet to make their participation public. We believe fans want the couple to share their love story publicly. John Oliver and Kate Norley, 9 years together. John Oliver, a late-night TV host who has won an Emmy Award, is famous for his sharp humor and funny criticisms. His weekly news summary provides a lot of lefty humor and comments, so surprisingly, his wife disagrees with some of his opinions. Kate Norley comes from a wealthy family, but has never felt better than anyone else. She worked as a mental health expert in Iraq and now helps fight for veterans' rights. John and Kate are a great pair, and their different viewpoints have helped make their marriage stronger. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr., 18 years together. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. were careful about getting married and stayed friends for 2 years before they decided to tie the knot. It can only improve. Getting to know each other is very important before making a long-term commitment, and this lovely couple shows that well. The two are always together, and their love connection is still strong after many years. Their marriage is a dream for every pair who wants to be together. Sarah and Freddie married in 2002 after meeting on the set of I Still Remember What You Did Last Summer. They initially had some nerves, but they've been together since then. Joy Behar and Steve Janowitz, 9 years together. This couple appears to prefer a slow approach to their relationship. Behar and Janowitz have been together since 1982, but married publicly in 2011, more than 30 years later. People have always criticized their relationship, and Behar once had to end their engagement to stop the gossip. Even though they don't have kids together, they enjoy spending time with Behar's daughter from her first marriage and her cute grandson. Their secret to a lasting relationship is keeping the romance alive. They still go on dates like they used to. Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance, 23 years together. We all enjoy a classic Hollywood story, and this is just that. Bassett's marriage to Vance has been unrelenting over 20 years later. The couple met in college at the prestigious Yale University School of Drama. Their passionate marriage didn't start with love at first sight. Instead, they were friends for about 10 years before becoming lovers and eventually soulmates. Bassett says she was attracted to her husband because of his charm, reliability, and love for everything he does. If you want to get a beautiful one like this, here's what you must do. Erica Durance and David Palfy, 15 years together. When Erica and David married over 10 years ago, it marked the beginning of a happy relationship that has lasted. The Canadian actor, known for her role in the action series Smallville, had 3 marriages before she found love with David. 10 years after getting married, the couple had their son, and being parents has made their love even more potent. Erica says her husband is the most significant help in her life because being a working mom can be very busy. Exciting times are coming for this couple. Wesley Snipes and Nakyung Park, 17 years together. Tall, with dark features and attractive, Wesley Snipes was one of the top major actors in Hollywood during the 1990s. While his career has taken different paths since then, he still acts regularly. The star of the Blade trilogy married Nakyung Park in 2003 after being together for a few years. Nakyung, the daughter of Korean refugees, grew up in Vancouver and became a famous artist and businesswoman. Even though they are successful and wealthy, the couple and their 4 children are still down-to-earth and caring. Roman Reigns and Galina Becker, together 6 years. Roman Reigns is Liati Joseph Anoa'i's name in WWE, where he is part of the SmackDown brand. He started his sports career in football, played for several years, and then retired to become a professional wrestler. His strong sports background explains why it's not strange that his wife is also a skilled athlete. Galina Becker was a track star throughout college, and the gorgeous sportswoman has now turned into a fitness model. The happy pair has 3 cute kids, and we wish them even more joy in the future. Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman, 48 years together. Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman successfully shocked every fan out there after saying they weren't living in the same place anymore in 2017. If you believe that their marriage has ended, you're wrong. Honestly, they have never considered divorce. Even though Danny and Rhea don't live together right now, they keep their friendship as close as possible. They stay in contact almost every day and often spend time together. It's a different choice in a relationship, but if it makes them happy, then why not? Salma Hayek and François-Henri Pinault, 11 years together. Hollywood screen siren and one of her generation's most gifted actresses, Salma Hayek, has delivered memorable and nuanced performances throughout her career. She announced her engagement to the immensely wealthy French businessman François-Henri Pinault in 2007. Though Salma prefers to keep details about her private life away from the public eye, she often hints at how romantic their first meeting was and is very open about her love and devotion for her husband. The couple has a daughter and shares their domestic bliss with the many dogs and other animals they rescue. How inspiring.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon